Hey guys, welcome to the Lovin Dubai Show podcast. Our top story today, if you want to buy property, take a listen. We're talking about hot property, no sign of a Dubai summer slump.
We also spoke about Oppenheimer, how people are obsessed with booking IMAX middle seats. Why? Why this weird obsession? Like Christopher Nolan, what have you started?
So weird. Also, Dubai honors heroic delivery driver. We love these types of stories when we put people in Dubai on a pedestal for good deeds. Then we played a little game of charades.
Casey won. Spoiler alert there. And after all our top trending stories, we spoke with Yasmin Karachiwala, the biggest fitness Pilates instructor in Bollywood. She spilled the tea on Katrina Kaif, on Kareena Kapoor. So very fun chat. Do listen to that.
Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai Show, where we go through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about today. Our top story, hot property. No sign of the Dubai summer slump, unfortunately.
We'll also be talking about how Dubai has honored heroic delivery driver. So what is the scoop on that?
Competition between Simran and I is back. Yes, it is. Guess the song. The Charades edition is going to be with us at 8:45.
We'll also be talking about what's happening with the Oppenheimer situation at cinema halls, how people have an IMAX obsession.
And later on in the show, the one, the only Yasmin Karachiwala is going to be with us talking all things Pilates. She is an absolute queen. She's going to be with us at 8:50, so do stay tuned for that. But before we get to all of that, it's Friday morning, weekend is coming, and what is with the weather?
What is with the weather? It is dusty, sandy, yellow. It looks like an apocalypse has set upon the town of Dubai and the country of UAE. But yeah, it's supposed to be getting worse as we enter the weekend.
You know, we have meme-ified ourselves. Like, there's so many continuous jokes and our DMs are flooded. Like last night, you're right, apocalypse, Armageddon vibes. Like the sand sits over the city in this orange hue. And you don't know if it's going to rain. You don't know if it's going to be cloudy. You don't know if it's going to be dusty. But I get why people take videos.
Yeah.
Because it's weird. It looks different.
It looks so
and you send
icky.
it to your friends.
Yeah.
Icky.
I was like on the way back home from work and I usually have my shades on because it's like nice and sunny by the time like 6, 5, 6 a.m. It's nice and sunny, right? And it was like you said, this orange hue set upon the skies and it's just like you can't see the sun, you can't even see the buildings in front of you. It was so sandy and like the sandstorm was quite heavy yesterday. And apparently like tomorrow there's going to be a thunderstorm. So it's like a whole mix of weather conditions that Dubai will be facing.
Well, the country, I think, and in SEMA, the National Crisis Centre of Management Authority, they basically warned to take note of weather fluctuations and follow government official sources for information. We have a dusty weather warning and rain expected in parts of the country, so maybe not hitting Dubai. There's going to be sunny, partly cloudy. This sounds like an Irish day, to be honest, because it's going to be sunny, partly cloudy, low clouds, rain clouds, afternoon showers.
Wow.
So a bit of cloud, bit of rain, bit of sun. And then, however, we might see some strong winds expected between 15 and 25 kilometers per hour, occasionally reaching higher speeds, will lift the dust and sand, and that could happen in parts of the UAE. So do be prepared for fluctuation in weather across the weekend.
There you go. If you have long drive plans, if you have outdoor plans, if you have any plans that requires driving or the outdoors, postpone them.
Well, it's tricky. It's tricky to know
them.
if it's going. This could be an lane, so you know.
I mean, still, like you just don't want to be outside during this, you know, like this to have congestion and like the dust and the sand and the wind and then the heat and like because when the wind blows, it's a hot gust of air, you know, like you don't even want that.
So stay inside,
indoors,
save money, and plan your next move on the property ladder. Our top story today, hot property in Dubai. However, unfortunately, no sign of the Dubai summer slump. So if you've been sitting on your hands hoping for property prices to drop in what is traditionally a quieter summer period, in the property market, think again, because a report from Savills on the Dubai residential market, they've reported Q2 activity is robust despite the conventional summer slump.
Underlining what we already know, the report states 2023 is on track to be the busiest year for the residential sector in Dubai, a growth of 12% compared to this season last year and 44% versus the first quarter of 2022.
So this is incredible. Like we are Q3 and they're already prophesizing that we are going to be the busiest year ever in the residential market, which is incredible. All going well, I guess. Now, if we look further into the report, it says demand for off-plan property, particularly apartments, is on the rise, which indicates the buyer preference to delay committing to those high lending rates, which, as we know, are skyrocketing internationally.
The report also states asset prices continue their upward trajectory. However, the pace of growth has slowed, while prime property locations see the highest increase in capital value.
So we know places like Palm Jumeirah, those prices are continuing to stay high. Now, look, if you want to buy, according to the report, significant upcoming supply, there are actually 50,000 residential units that are proposed to be completed by the end of the year. So we see why those people are looking towards off-plan. The bulk of those, like we said, are apartments in JVC, Dubai Harbour, Dubai Hills Estate, JLT and Arjan were the top locations for off-plan transactions in the traditionally quiet quarter of this year. So we're seeing a trend of people looking towards off-plan. That's because they don't have to commit to the higher lending rates. And also it looks like there's going to be a massive, 50,000 units coming. So more opportunity and newer apartments, newer buildings, I guess.
Yeah, of course. As we see an influx, we have already seen so many areas. As you drive to the expo site, you'll see so many areas that are up and coming, and these places are selling it for such affordable rates, and that too, townhouses, villas, and coming up in very various locations. So we're seeing the city expanding, and we're seeing these properties coming up. So it's all just a good sign of growth and economic rise. It's
interesting because, as we were saying, there's usually a slump in this period. Summer, it gets quieter, people travel, you see prices decline a little bit, but the Savills report says that hasn't happened. I am moving at the moment, and coming into the summer period, it was like, do we wait? Do we put the deposit down? Are prices going to drop? And no, we had to pay it's expensive to rent in Dubai at the moment. We thought prices would drop and they haven't.
Yeah.
But I think we had a report earlier that they're expecting in possibly a year, you'll see because it can't, it's too high.
Yeah, I think right now the main city, the mainland, is pretty much saturated, right? You have an influx of residents, expats, visitors, it's all in the mainland. And now they're trying to expand, the Al Maktoum Airport. Is that called the Al Maktoum Airport? Yeah, the one that they're opening up, or it's opened. Al Maktoum Airport, yeah. So around that area, they're trying to build these residential houses and just try to expand the city and push it towards that side, towards the whole expo side. Mm-hmm. So I think once that kicks off and gets a nice crowd moving in, that's probably gonna help stabilize the rent prices in the main city in Dubai.
So true, because it is time for that to happen. So like we said, if you're going to stay in this weekend, here's another option.
So this is quite interesting. The Great Oppenheimer Dilemma. Fans only want to book IMAX middle seats. Oh my gosh, the craze for this. So lights, camera, IMAX, Dubai residents are on a cinematic mission, and it's all about nailing the ultimate viewing experience for the Hollywood blockbuster Oppenheimer. The excitement is real, and it's got moviegoers scrambling for the perfect seats, and they're as if they're defusing a time bomb. So Oppenheimer isn't your run-of-the-mill movie night. The 2023 epic biographical thriller brought to life by the mastermind Christopher Nolan packs a history-changing punch.
But it's not just about the screen, it's where you're seated. So Christopher Nolan, who is the director of this epic movie, he said that to get the ultimate experience, you have to be sitting in the middle rows of the theater, slightly off-center from the central line. So what you're seeing is a trend of people only booking these particular seats.
So Dubai residents are taking the Nolan effect very seriously, and it's like they've unlocked the ultimate cheat code to movie magic. So whether it's a 2:30 a.m. show or a crack of dawn screening, nothing too early for Dubai's die-hard movie buffs. It's a nuclear chain reaction of excitement that's pretty much lighting up the city, one cinema ticket at a time. And like you can see in the visuals beside us on Instagram, you guys can see it on the post that we shared yesterday. It's like a whole bunch of IMAX theaters that have only the middle seats booked out, all the middle seats, and then you have all the side seats empty, back seats empty, upper back. It's just they want to watch it the way Nolan wants them to watch it. If not,
who knew people are so involved in this?
Yeah,
who knew?
Honestly, when my friend told me yesterday, he's like, yeah, why is this new? Like, obviously, if Christopher Nolan said this is the best viewing experience, that is exactly how you would want to view this because that's what you would want for yourself. And I'm like, it is not that deep. It's just not that deep.
Yeah.
Like, because no matter how you see it, you'll remember seeing the movie pretty much. You'll remember the movie the same way. You won't remember the seating.
I think I just so rarely go to the cinema that I think you don't want to be too close because sometimes the screens are too big, so you want to be a bit further back. But if it's a great movie, you'll sit up at the front. But you just want to be a bit back. You don't really mind. As long as you don't have someone on their phone.
Yeah.
As long as you don't have, I don't know, some people who decide to get up and down the whole time.
Or a child screaming or crying. Yeah.
As long as you don't have someone loud near you, absolutely fine. I'm not too fussy.
I would think the exact
but I never go. So,
but people have like on Reddit. If you guys just go on Dubai's Reddit, people are obsessing, like investigating as to which is the best IMAX in the city to watch this because they want the Nolan experience and they wanted the way he intended for you to have that experience.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. You can check it all out on Reddit. Let's jump into our next story. Dubai honors heroic delivery driver. So what's funny is we got a comment yesterday from one of you asking about what is the upcoming delivery driver story, and actually this is incredible and it's truly representative of how our city puts good deeds on a pedestal, and that's why we're loving this one. The story comes as a result of the city seeing an unexpected storm last Saturday. We won't forget it for a long time coming. At the time, Lovin Dubai shared a video of one delivery driver who stepped up to help his fellow motorists.
So Mr. Waqas Sarwar was spotted removing dangerous debris from roundabouts at Silicon Oasis and saving other motorists in turn. So hailing from Lahore, Pakistan, Waqas was found this morning and rewarded by the Ministry of Human Resources and Amortization. Yesterday morning.
So Waqas, who's been living in Dubai for 12 years, he explained what happened. First of all, he said he had no idea it was being videoed. He also explained how he parked his bike, removed the debris to ensure no one else would be in danger. And all of a sudden, people were like, I recognize you from that video. He said, I'm wearing a helmet. They're saying, I recognize your walk because the video has gone viral so much, which is mind-blowing.
Wow.
So what happened was a representative from the ministry went to meet him, thanked him, gave him a gift. However, Waqas said the gift isn't important, but what's nice is the respect for the good deed. And as we said at the beginning of the story, it's so important. It's so epic how Dubai does put these good deeds on a pedestal because it's like that pay it forward. You'll see more good things happen because of this. Now, we know jokes come. We know when something amazing happens, there are internet spawns which can't be helped, but it's still amazing and you'll see Waqas in the interview. It was shared amazingly by the ministry yesterday and just how he described it. And like, I don't care if some jokes and spawns come of it. It's amazing that we put these good deeds up there.
100%, and that's how you get the city following and leading, like following a good example. Like that's how it starts a chain reaction. You reward something good, and people who go about their days thinking like, I don't have time for this. I don't have it's an inconvenience to do this little bit of thing. You have it in your mind that no, this is something that if this person could do, why can't I make the time to do? It just starts a chain reaction of really good deeds. And it's amazing, like you said, that our city is noticing, giving the attention and rewarding.
So true. It's 8:46. I want to jump into a game Simran and I love to play. It's called Guess the Song, the Charades Edition.
Okay, so if there are two things Casey and I have in common, it's a bit of friendly competition and music. So it's time for another game to put this to the test, and we're back with Guess the Song, the Charades Edition.
So what we're going to do is, Shahir has prepared a couple of songs for each of us, two each. We need to act them out. We have a 30-second time cap for the other person. Now, Instagram, I want you playing with us. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, I want you playing charades with us. Would you like to go first, Miss Simran?
Would I like to?
Do not have the buzzer.
Okay, so you want me to guess first or enact it first?
I would like you to enact it first.
Enact it first, cool. I love charades so much. Okay, cool. Are we ready?
Let's go. Ready? I'm going to put the counter for 30... Okay, I'm actually going to go first. I'm going to put the counter for 30 seconds starting now.
Okay. Hug. Okay, how many words? One word. Okay. Singing. Okay. This is the singer? This is the song. Okay, hug. Close. Close! Closer!
So baby, pull me closer in the backseat of your Rover that I know you can't afford. Bite that tattoo on your shoulder. Pull the sheets right up.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna start it again. Stop. Reset. Go.
Okay.
One word. Pick up, microphone, shouting, megaphone, louder, noise, audience, communication, bellowing, cheering, clapping. You're not allowed to make sounds. Waving, fans, attention.
Yes, yes,
Attention!
yes.
Oh my days.
Good job. Yeah, good job. How many words? One word. Call, phone, telephone, mobile, texting, mobile, phone. Oh, what is this? Landline, calling, speaking. Do something else. What, Casey? Do something else. Calling, speaking. Call me on my cell phone. See you again. Pick up. Hang up. What is it?
Time is up.
What is it?
I knew it was a hard one. This was the hardest one. Cellular by Nicky Jam, the Chainsmokers.
Me apaga el celular, te voy a llamar, sé que estás por ahí. En un avión le voy a llegar, no me importa el lugar. Que me apague el celular, te voy a llamar, sé que estás por ahí.
1-1, last one to go. 30 seconds on the clock.
I just want to act this so bad so you
Charades
don't
with the
get
tune
it.
starting now.
Okay.
3 words.
Yes.
Not allowed to talk, Spread. Oh. I see you. First word. Look. Second word. See. She's doing it hard on purpose. See. Second word is see. You. See you again.
Yeah.
Can I get a kiss?
It's a team effort. We couldn't do it if we weren't mind melding. Come on, it's a team effort. Okay, it's 8:50, guys. Do stay tuned. Those are the summer jams that we're loving right now. By the way, see you again. We're going to be joined very shortly by Yasmin Karachi-Wala on Mastering Pilates. She is the Pilates Queen. She's going to be with us after this very short break. Hey guys, welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. With over 1 million followers, this boss CEO is a pioneer of Pilates in India and is single-handedly responsible for some of the fittest bodies you have seen in Bollywood productions. Welcome to the show, Yasmin Karachi-Wala. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. It's great to be here. Thank you.
Appreciate your time so much this morning.
Well, you clearly need no introduction because everyone in the fitness industry is so well versed with what you do and who you are. But for those who don't know, can you just give us a little intro?
Okay, so I have been in the fitness industry for the last over 30 years. And I started out as a group fitness instructor, and then I graduated and I became a personal trainer. And then about over 15 years back, I had 2 kids and I had that little belly pouch. And I was like, what do? I can't get rid of this. I used to do 1,000 crunches and I would feel like my abdominal muscles would get, really strong. But that little pouch on the belly, after if you had babies, wouldn't go. And I started researching what to do, and I came across something called Pilates, which I didn't know what it was. I looked a little further, found out that it worked on your core. And for me, core at that time just meant your stomach. I was like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I called up, I Googled which was the best school in America, and I came across Bassi. And I called them and I said, I want to come and become a Pilates instructor. And they were like, well, great, what's your experience? And I said, no experience. Nobody in India teaches Pilates.
Kids.
Yeah, 2 kids, no experience. Lot of experience in fitness. It was about 15 years I'd been in the fitness industry. They said, we're really sorry, but the prerequisite is that you have to be a student of Pilates for a year. I said, well, nobody here teaches it. And so they said, a lot of people after they've been doing Pilates for a year still come, and the course is so intense that they leave. So if you've never done Pilates, we're sure you can't come to California, spend money, time, effort, and you will go back. And I said, well, that's something I won't do. And I'm quite stubborn. So I took a flight. I went there. I lived in like this little matchbox. This was way before Uber was there. This was way before like any of the luxuries we have right now, right? And I went to Orange County. And in Orange County, if you didn't have a car, you couldn't go anywhere. So I took an apartment right across the studio. It was like a little matchbox. And I lived there alone, and I would go to the studio, spend like 12 hours. I went to do mat Pilates because I didn't even know what equipment Pilates was. And I was like, oh, great, mat Pilates, I'll come back. I went for my first session, and the way they had it was they would teach you Pilates in the morning, the first half of the day, mat, and then they would teach you the equipment in the second half of the day. And I kind of stayed back to look at what they were doing. I was fascinated with this equipment. Went up to my instructor and I was like, and this was a 6-week mat Pilates course.
Okay, so you went as a student.
Yeah, I went I went to do my teacher training.
Okay, so you skipped the student part. And you
I
went
couldn't, right? Because there was nobody teaching. So I would take like 2 privates a day. I'd do 2 group classes a day to catch up and understand what was happening. And I would sit in the studio for 12 hours just watching people move, instructors teach, asking questions. They were really nice. But for 6 weeks, that's all I did, 12 hours in the studio. They had to literally throw me out and say, you're going to get sick. And I said, no, I need to learn, because once I go back to India, nobody's there to help me, right? And the mat Pilates instructor course was 6 weeks, but the full course was like 12 weeks. And I'd only booked my tickets for 6 weeks. So I spoke to the instructor. I said, if I do 6 weeks now, I'll come back after 6 months to do the other 6 weeks. And he was like, yeah, great, do it. And so that's how I became. And then I had to buy a reformer, bring it back to India, which costs you double the price that it is in America. And it was a long journey.
That investment paid off.
Yeah. It sure did, but not just bringing the equipment back to India, you essentially brought Pilates to India. What does that even mean? And did you know, was it a conscious thought that you had, I'm going to promote Pilates in India, or did it happen naturally?
So, once I did my entire training, I kind of fell in love with Pilates, and I realized that it teaches you that your movement initiates from your core. And your core is not just your abdominal, it's your deepest abdominal muscle, your deepest spinal muscle, your diaphragm, and your pelvic floor. So your diaphragm, pelvic floor, your deepest abdominal, so it's like, I call it a Coke can, right? The top is the diaphragm, the bottom is the pelvic floor, and the body is the transverse abdominis, because your transverse abdominis is the only muscle in your body that runs horizontal. That's your deepest abdominal muscle. So it's like, how they say if Pilates makes you feel like you're wearing a corset, that's your transverse abdominis muscle, which is your deepest abdominal muscle. And the straw,
clenching as we speak.
Yeah, and the straw is the spine.
Wow, that's a lot of technicalities. You just think of it as your stomach that you want to make flat. But there are so many more intricacies.
And that's the reason it works on posture, it works on stability, it works on balance. So when I got Pilates, coming to your question, and when I got Pilates to India, I knew I love it and I'm going to promote it, right? And people didn't know what it was. Plus, the price point was more expensive than a personal training in the gym, because, of course, I had invested my time, effort, money, equipment. The course was so expensive, more than I'd ever done anything else. And people were like, what is this Pilates? What is this pilots? What is this plates? Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Come try it. I wouldn't explain it to people. I'd just say, come do a session. Come do a free session. Feel it for yourself. If you like it, we can talk further. And everyone who did it was hooked the first time. So it took about 6 years for me to like kind of grow it, for people to, the celebrities started coming and they started seeing the difference in their body, their movement, their performances, their dance. And that's when all of India started doing it. And then I brought down teachers training. So now I train teachers to be Pilates instructors.
So who are these Bollywood celebrities who actually like, because these things are difficult to sell initially, right? Because until they see someone else getting the same results, they're pretty much skeptical on doing it. So who are the first celebrities, Bollywood celebrities?
So the first Bollywood celebrity I ever trained was Kareena Kapoor. Right? And this was before she was married, before she had a kid. So she was my first Bollywood celebrity. The second was Katrina Kaif. And so these were like the two pillars of Bollywood, have been always. So when they started seeing the difference, they started talking about it. This was even way before Instagram and Facebook and all of that was there, right? So even to spread the word, and I never publicized, it was just word of mouth. So it wasn't like now everything you do is on Instagram, right? Before you wake up, you're on Instagram.
100%.
Yeah, so
what is like the impact of the celebrity to promote something like Pilates? Like what, because now we have Instagram, so you might see today's equivalent would be 100,000 followers on Instagram, maybe the next day, something like that. So what was the impact
celebrities then? Are, people are infatuated by them, they're in awe of them, they kind of worship them. There are different stages of what people do, right?
I think especially in India.
Yeah. So in fact, Katrina was just telling me yesterday that she promotes this beauty product called K, right? It's makeup, and she said there was this lipstick that she put, and she said, this is my favorite lipstick. By the end of the day, they were sold out. They had no more. So that's the impact of the celebrities. So when the celebrities are saying, oh, I do Pilates, it makes me feel great, and they're not lying. I mean, people can see that they're doing it or whatever. Everyone wants to try it.
And how did you feel about the copycats that followed after you? Like Katrina did it, Kareena did it. So it's like Yasmin is doing great. Her Pilates school is doing great. So let's start this. Let's kind of emulate what she teaches.
So my niece who runs the pad in Dubai, Shazia Kanchwala, she says imitation is the best form of admiration.
Okay.
So if someone's doing it, and they're doing what you're doing, that means you're doing something right for other people to want to do it. So instead of saying, oh my God, there are so many, I'm like, oh great, I'm spreading something which is going to benefit everyone. So I literally, and Pilates also helped me do that. Shift my focus from being irritable, from, being competitive, to being like, oh, what do I want to do? And that's my vision. My vision is that everyone should do Pilates. And I cannot execute my vision by myself, right? I need everyone around me to do that. And the first time that I went to do teachers training, where I went to become an instructor who could train other teachers, one of my best friends said, why are you doing this? You're going to come back and create competition for yourself. And I was like, well, if I want to spread Pilates to everybody, I cannot do it alone. I need to have people to do it with me. So instead of thinking, oh, this is mine. And another thing that my niece said to me, very wise, my niece Shazia, she said, how many ever Pilates instructors there are around you in India, they can't take away the fact that you were the pioneer and you have that many years on them, right? So your knowledge, just because you're sharing it, doesn't mean it diminishes your own. It's just that you're spreading it around. And that's just how I've started seeing it, that, hey, great, I can't reach the remote villages. So somebody from a village comes to become a teacher. I get so excited because now we're going to reach remote villages. And it's like a community. Like I want to build a Pilates community in India, because only through community can you get everywhere.
So true. When I was 16, or when I was a teenager, I think it's the first time I saw Pilates, like I heard of it. I think it was a picture in a magazine of Miley Cyrus coming out of a studio, and she looked like phenomenal. And celebrities, they do look amazing. And I'm just wondering what is the struggles of Pilates? Like, is it challenging, and how long does it take to habit build and actually achieve that like strong toned
So Joseph
body?
Pilates, who was the person who brought Pilates into our lives, used to say 10 sessions you will feel the difference, 20 sessions, you will see the difference. And 30 sessions, you'll have a whole new body.
How true is that?
It is very true. It is very true. So I'll give you my example.
So
When I used to go, when I went to do my Pilates training, I'd look at all the instructors' abs. Okay, because I was obsessed with abs, right? That's the reason I went.
1,000 crunches a day.
And I was like, Pilates abs. When can I get them? Pilates abs. So literally, like this friend of mine had come to visit me when I was doing my teacher's training, and like a year, 2 years later, she was like, "You now have the Pilates abs," because she was studying in America and she came back to India after 2 years, and she saw me after my teacher's training to me now teaching Pilates, and she was like, "You have the Pilates abs," and I was like, "Yes."
Thank you, God.
Thank you, Pilates. Thank you, Mr. Joseph Pilates. Yeah.
So, flat stomachs, it's the most pressing question of, I think, every generation, how to achieve it. And would you say Pilates is the number one exercisal method to achieve flat stomach?
So, a flat stomach, honestly, is a combination of food and exercise. It's hand in glove. It cannot be achieved by just one thing, right? You might like go on a diet or follow a great nutritional plan, lose weight, but you'll never get that edge of having washboard abs, like I call them, right? You can exercise till the cows come home, but if you're going to eat everything in front of you, you're never going to get it. It has to be the perfect combination. I want to say Pilates is the number one exercise because I truly believe that, but I don't want to take away from other forms of exercise as well. So I think a combination of the best exercises that work for your body is what you should do, because each one of us has a very different want in the way our body looks, and I have a lot of people who say, I want a body like Katrina Kaif. They might not have the height of Katrina Kaif, they might not have the width of Katrina Kaif, they cannot get a body. So I say, I can get you the best body that you can have, right? And that's another thing that Pilates teaches us. Train the body in front of you. Work with the body in front of you. There are no set rules that this is how I need to do my training. It's the body in front of me. What does this body require? So the right combination of exercise and food is what will give you the washboard abs.
They say 70%, 30%. Is that accurate?
More or less.
Yeah.
Because you work out for an hour a day, right? But that hour, for the rest of the 23 hours, what you're doing is eating, drinking. You're right.
Speaking of working an hour a day, in your bio you say you believe it takes 10 minutes to be fit. Can you tell us more about that?
That's my new book. It's called The Perfect 10. I just got the copies yesterday before I flew out. Thank you. It's releasing next week. I mean, next month. Sorry, not next week. Next week is too early. But it's releasing, and I call it The Perfect 10, not because of the perfect 10 body, but the perfect 10 minutes. And I feel like the best excuse anyone has for not being fit, for not exercising is, I don't have time, right? So I say all it takes is 10 minutes, because 10 minutes to be fit, not to achieve your goals, right? Because everyone has different goals. You might want to be stronger, you might want to be fitter, you might want to lose weight, you might have a problem that you want to recover from, an injury that you want to get stronger from. But if you're a person who doesn't have time to exercise, all it takes is 10 minutes for you to be fit.
Interesting. Of that.
And I will make you all do the 10-minute exercises once we finish the show.
I look forward to it.
And in my book, I have given you 10-minute workouts. So they're described, they have pictures that support it. But I've gone a step further, and it has a QR code. Okay. And when you scan the QR code, you get the menu. And the menu has 5 10-minute sets of abdominals, 5 of the upper body, 5 of the lower body, 5 of full body, and 5 of cardio. And it's supported with a 10-minute workout that you just follow on your phone, on your laptop, whatever, where I'm working out with instructions with you.
You're giving people no excuses to not work out, and that's amazing what you're doing, and that to your followers who probably don't have the budget to actually go for classes, time, whatever. The accessibility, now they have a book that has everything, just give it to them.
Yeah. So that's what, when I said that, Pilates is more expensive and people were apprehensive. But in lockdown, what I did was I spent that free time of being at home, and I created a whole YouTube series of Pilates that people could do at home. So it's like now you don't need to even spend money. You can be in your house and do, and I did them like I did 20-minute workouts, I did 10-minute workouts, I did 30-minute workouts. So whatever time you had, you could do it. I used to go live every week on, because we were all home, not doing, on Instagram, on Facebook, and tell my followers, come join me live. If they couldn't, I would record it and put it up on my YouTube channel.
That's brilliant.
That's an amazing way to build a community, and that you certainly have. You have studios in India and you have one in Dubai. Tell us about your trip here.
So this is the 5th anniversary that we're celebrating in Dubai. It's our longest franchise that we've had. Yeah, and today's the anniversary actually. And it was started by my niece Shazia and her husband Abbas. And Abbas is into fitness like me. Shazia has never been into fitness till she started her studio, and she's like my daughter. She was the first child in the family, so she's my brother's daughter. So she's always been the closest to my heart. And the only fights we used to have is because I was trying to make her fit the 23 years before she got married, and that's the only thing she didn't want to do.
Now fitness has hit her like a...
Exactly.
I love that, because we've all had those arguments with parents growing up, like, I don't want to work out.
Yeah, and I was like, and it used to be like, if you don't come to the gym and work out, I'm not going to speak to you. So that's the only time we wouldn't speak. And she like literally loves me. I'm her second mother. And if she doesn't speak to me for a week, like she wasn't happy. Literally, when I got married, she would call me up every night because she wouldn't sleep till she spoke to me. I was her first roommate because she would sleep with me from the time she's born. And with that close, and this was the longest we would not speak. When she got married, moved to Dubai, and she said, I want to get your franchise. I said, on one condition, you have to be a Pilates instructor. And she was like, why? You give out franchises to other people and you don't ask them to be Pilates instructors. And I said, but when you are an instructor who runs a franchise and the business, everyone can leave and you can still run the business, right? That's the power you have. And so I said, okay, I will come. I was already certified by Bassi. I was certified by Balance Body. And I was like, I want you to do Fletcher Pilates. And I will come with you to America and do this course with you. So yeah, I took her to the States. And I think that's the reason she's one of my most successful studios, is because she speaks what she sells.
Best Aunt of the Year award goes to Hello.
Absolutely, and unfortunately that is all we have time for, but we really appreciate your coming in today. We love the stories of trailblazing women doing them, so thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much.
Guys, that is it for us on the Lovin Dubai show. We'll see you on Monday morning, same time, same place, and massive thank you to Yasmin for coming in today. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, guys. That was the Lovin Dubai Show podcast, which is a Lovin Media production and Augustus Media Podcast Network.
A big thanks to all our producers, Shahir, Ali Khalil, Richie, Chaitanya, Ali Baba, and all our story contributors.